Hi, I'm in my office today and I thought I'd kind of talk about a little bit about some of the things that are on my bookshelf. People come into my office these days for conversations and they're always wondering, well, why do you have that? Why do you have this? And so I just want to point out some things because these are the things that as I moved into my new job here as pastor last July, these are the things I put up on the bookshelf. So over here I have just books. I have this pottery that was made for me by a student back at at Bellarmine Prep back in 1996 was made for me. It's been broken and glued together because one student also then years later thought it was inappropriate for me to have a devil on my desk, and so they actually broke it. I glued it together. These are business cards from former students. So when I have former students that become professionals, they send me their business cards. So I have a whole collection here. I also have some chalices and patents from various places, my travels around the world. This one is kind of interesting. This was actually used as a little tabernacle for a hermit in Spokane, Washington. And I used to go over to her house and do electrical work and things like that. Cecilia was her name. And so I still have the little tabernacle. Inside it are some holy things, including some eagle and a small eagle feather, and just some little collections of things that I've held on to. Over here I have another small box. This box was made in Russia. I went to the Soviet Union back in 1990 and I brought this box back. Obviously I put the IHS on it. That was not there when I bought it from Russia. But inside it, this is my rosary from when I made my first communion back in 1977. And so I still have my rosary from my first communion and some just other little trinkets in there. We have some various pictures, IHSs. Up here I have a picture of the very first search retreat back in 2008 from Gonzaga University. I have my two student coordinators on there. She is now the vice president of Gonzaga Prep. He is now working for an accounting firm in Covington. And again, they're just basic pictures. I have my senior golf balls because I cannot hit straight anymore. And so someone thought I should have senior golf balls instead of the tight guys. I also have a picture here. This is obviously Cardinal Supich, but behind Cardinal Supich is a picture that appeared in the Seattle University newspaper, The Spectator. This appeared back in 1988 from soccer games, basically. This group of guys, myself included, had made every single women's soccer game that year, and so they put us in the paper for that. I still have the dented frame, and now I have Supich in charge of it, in front of it. Over here we have the greatest basketball team ever, the Seattle Sonics. They're the legendary Sonics. They're never going to be defeated again. They're a great team. And then I just again have some basic little things, including the replica of myself from 1977, my soccer trophy. You always have to hold on to trophies. People think they get trophies. This generation, this trophy generation, we had to earn these things. Now here's an interesting thing. These are a bunch of giraffes, and I have literally dozens and dozens and dozens of giraffes. And this is what happened. When I was at Gonzaga Prep in Spokane, I went to help one of my coworkers buy a new couch. And the person that she was buying the couch from, the loading dock worker, had this broken giraffe that was about 4 feet tall, was sitting there, and he was trying to talk to her, and he was actually flirting with her a lot. And I'm standing there, and another Jesuit, we're both standing there, and so finally we kind of start negotiating with him that we'll help him carry the couch out of the building and load it if we get the giraffe thrown in. So he did throw in the giraffe, we got the giraffe, and then after that, her son gave me this giraffe right here, Stretch. Gave me Stretch. And so this was the second giraffe in the collection. And when he gave me this, when I left Gonzaga's Prep, I traveled around the world a couple times and I took this everywhere. So this Stretch, I'd take pictures of it. He was in Dublin, he was at the Spanish Steps, he was in Jerusalem, at the Wailing Wall, the Western Wall, never in mockery, but always very respectful. But he traveled the world with me, and I'd always take pictures and send it to this young boy. He was 3 years old when he gave me this. He's now at the U.S. Naval Academy and serving our country, and it's a great honor to have this still. But that started this process of him and his siblings and his mom buying me various giraffes, me buying them various giraffes. The reason why is the giraffe is the largest mammal with the largest heart, land mammal. I know the whales, all you naysayers, I know whales have bigger hearts, but it's the largest land mammal with a heart. And so it reminds me of the generosity both of that family, but the generosity that we're called to have as a big heart. And so those are just some of the things. Notice on my bookshelves, I have very few books. That's because those are on a different bookshelf that I use for study. This bookshelf is the one I use just to remind myself of the people that were with me, the people that have influenced me, the people I love, the people I pray for, and the people I hope pray for me. So thank you, and God bless.